In February of 2008, it's time to end the diversion of federal small business contracts to corporate giants. If he would simply do that, it would create more jobs, put more existing federal infrastructure spending into the middle class than anything he's ever talked about.
But the big mega corporations want to consolidate power. Their own stated goal is to create an economic system where you have to work for them.
Absolutely.
And here they are getting the small business money. And so, of course, you're getting threats. Of course I'm getting threats. I mean, it's their $200 billion in their eyes. They want the taxpayer money, and I'm sick of it. I mean, our economy is falling apart. I'm an American. I'm a patriot. So are you. I want to have a future for my children. And to these, I mean, here's the deal. They know they're consolidating the economy and power. But at a certain point, they're going to destroy their own nest when they wreck things so bad. Where is the tax base going to be for them to continue to suck off of us? They're too good at what they're doing. They're killing the golden goose.
They've done it already, I think, quite frankly. I think they've done it already. And I think that these big corporations have just gone too far. And I'm not sure we can get the economy back on track, quite frankly. In fact, the things that Obama's proposing simply will not work. There's just no way it's going to work. You know, raising taxes on small businesses is economic sabotage. So I think it may be too late, and I just don't. I'm not confident that they're going to be able to get the economy back, you know, the way it was before. So I think these large corporations have just gone too far. And you know what, Alex? I think the secret to all this is campaign finance reform. If these big corporations couldn't funnel money into these politicians' pockets like they do, they wouldn't have this kind of power. So
I agree with you, but every time they give us a McCain-Feingold, it doubles what the big guys can give and restricts an individual.
Right.
So no matter, because people aren't sophisticated enough, whatever reform they give will be the opposite of what they claimed it was.
You know, that's the Washington, D.C. two-step, isn't it? To, you know, come out with a piece of legislation with one title that does exactly the opposite. But if the American people... I guess I was thinking about this earlier. We're not communicating. The American people are not communicating their government. They're not getting it. So if you're sitting at home listening to this and you're upset, you need to do something. You know, do something. Get on the phone. You know, call your congressman, call your senator.
Well, that's what's frustrating. You're risking your name, your treasure, your body. I'm doing it. Mm-hmm. And I want the general public, all these so-called tough guys out there that wouldn't let their neighbor's dog do something in their yard, but they'll let the system rob them. Right. I want to see all you tough guys, all you John Waynes out there. I want to see you do what we're doing so you can face the intimidation and really learn how real this is. I want you to step into the fire, step onto the arena, get in the arena, because I know a lot of you are tough guys. And once they come after you, you're going to get your back up, and then we're going to have a larger army. And that's starting to happen, and we cannot give into this intimidation. We have to start engaging our government at every level and get our liberty muscles back in place. The system's trying to intimidate us because they're scared. And they know they've gone one, bridge too far. And I want to thank Lloyd Chapman of ASBL.com for joining us. We've got your press release posted at Infowars.com. I'd hope that Drudge or somebody would pick this up. But Obama budget plan, higher taxes on small businesses. And it is very important to get this information out. We'll talk to you again. Lloyd Chapman, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Alex.
I hardly ever talk about the intimidation here because it doesn't intimidate me, and that's why they don't do it that much anymore. I mean, it makes me mad. And it's spooky sometimes, but I just kind of like, whatever then. At a certain point, you just got to stop caring. I mean, you got to... I go back to being 10, 11, 12, 13 years old and getting beat up almost every week by kids that were 3, 4 years older. And I didn't go call the ADL or the Southern Poverty Law Center trying to push all these bullying laws to take everybody's free speech. They don't want to stop the bullying. They want to stop free speech. And they're not saying kids talking bad, they should go to jail. But the point is bullying is an issue. But it only made me stronger that my dad said, well, tough luck, better fight back. That was the kind of the old-fashioned view of things. And when I finally found out how to fight back, I not only started kicking their hind ends, I started enjoying it. And then that can become another problem when you go too far to the other side. But at a certain point, you just can't let people stomp and kick on you and be scared of them. And at a certain point, you got to just say, you know what? I don't know how this fight's going to end. This is a political info war, but you started it, and now I'm going to finish it. In fact, you may even beat me in the end. And let me tell you, a few times I got myself beat, leg broken, concussion, you name it. But you know what? They still, when they were walking away, they were bleeding and they were hurt bad too. At a certain point, you got to go, you know what? You're not coming out of this unscathed. I'm not here as your floor mat. I'm not here to be raped by you. It's over. You understand? And let me tell you, it feels a lot better fighting somebody than it does getting on the ground and balling up so they can sit there and kick you in the head and you got all these goose eggs on the top of your head. Okay? I am never going to get on my knees again and have people stomp on me and kick me in the head. You understand? I am not gonna do it. And the globalists are cowards. They like to bomb people from 50,000 feet in the air. They like to snatch you and put a taser you and put a bag over your head and torture you for months. You're a bunch of scumbag serial killer cowards that go and get jobs for the globalist. And that's what's sick. Our average military man and woman are the salt of the earth, good people. Evidenced by the polls, evidenced by their support of Ron Paul. The problem is they sift through the military and law enforcement and find psychopaths. And they got an army of psychopaths. And it's time for the military and the police and the FBI listing to decide, what side are you on? If you serve this system, if you go along with this evil, if you rationalize and make excuses and just try to do your 25, 30 and get out, school teachers, bureaucrats, any of you, corporate people, if you turn your eyes away from reality and walk on, you're going to destroy our entire society. And that goes for the general public, too. If you don't resist this, you're part of the problem. And I'm not on some moralizing high horse here. This is about survival. It's like we're in a chamber, the water's pouring in. We got to find the lever to open the door and get out of here. Because the water's up to our neck right now. Pretty soon, it's going to be up to our eyeballs. All right, I'll come back, take your calls for 2 segments. Bob Chapman's coming up. Stay with us.
Have you ever needed to make a phone call, but didn't want the person you're calling to know that it was you on the other end? Have you ever needed to make a call and wanted to keep your phone number and location private? Well, now you can with PatriotPhone.com. PatriotPhone.com will enable you to make unlimited calls anonymously. That's right, unlimited anonymous phone calls to anywhere in the U.S. and 36 countries around the world. Our most popular phone plan includes unlimited calls, your own phone number, voicemail, call forwarding, and many other great features. Visit PatriotPhone.com to get your own phone number in any state and take back control of your phone calls. PatriotPhone.com also allows you to record your calls and access all of your phone records online. PatriotPhone.com works with iPhones, Android-based phones, and Windows computers. Protect your privacy and your freedom with unlimited anonymous telephone service from PatriotPhone.com. Today, that's PatriotPhone.com.
You know your gear can make the difference between a good day and a really bad day. It's time to prepare, and quality gear from emgear.net is the critical factor for surviving in the toughest conditions. You'll find only the best gear from quality manufacturers at emgear.net, like Maxpedition hard-use gear, Everly stock backpacks, Snug Pack sleeping bags, SE knives, Ultimate Survival fire starters, waterproof bags, adventure medical kits, Surefire flashlights, and tactical gear from SOTEC, Spec Ops, Tactical Tailor, and more. Our staff knows the gear inside and out and will answer all your questions. emgear.net always treats you with first-class customer service, affordable pricing, and a low $5.95 flat rate domestic shipping fee no matter the size of your order. And emgear.net stocks what we sell in our warehouse and never drop ships any orders. Call 678-455-5850. That's 678-455-5850. Or see our complete line at emgear.net. For tactical, survival, and everyday carry, choose emgear.net. Tough, rugged, reliable.
Are you still a traditional smoker? Now experience a new lifestyle and try vaping with e-cigarettes by LeSig. Imagine no ashes, stains, nasty smell, or coughing and hacking. With LeSig e-cigarettes' revolutionary microelectronic technology, rechargeable battery, and unique replaceable cartridge, you'll get all the benefits and satisfaction of smoking without the hazards. Choose your taste from a wide variety of our new American-made vape-read e-liquids at LeSig.com. And LeSig smokes the competition by serving thousands of worldwide customers with real people customer service, fast, free, same-day shipping, and a 30-day warranty and satisfaction guarantee. So are you ready for a new vaping lifestyle? Then call 870-518-4307. That's 870-518-4307. Or visit LeSig.com, spelled LECIG.com. LeSig e-cigarettes for today's modern smoker.
He's the T-Rex of political talk. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.
There are more good guys and bad guys, but good guys have got to get out on the field. And that doesn't mean you got to save the world by yourself, but you got to have courage to at least speak the truth. You got to have courage to knock on your neighbor's door. You got to have courage to go to the city council, the school board. You got to have the courage to spend time to get informed. Folks, you know we're going into tyranny. No one can deny that. You know the government lies, even when the truth would serve them, because they want to break your will and train you to accept lies. And I just beg you, if you've been on the fence out there, to research history and reality and to come in and join the good guys, because we're going to win this thing. It's going to be hard for those of us on the tip of the spear, but things would be a lot easier and go a lot quicker if people would just take action. All right, I'm done ranting. It's just hearing about all the people getting harassed and stuff. It really upsets me. It doesn't scare me. It upsets me. It makes me mad. Jason in California, you're on the air. Go ahead.
How's it going?
Good.
It's about time for all these goons to realize that they're not on the big side here. It's going to be, before too long, they're going to realize they're on the small team and whatnot.
There's also a judge over everything, and these people don't believe in God. They will.
Yeah, exactly. And the problem with going to city council and all that stuff here is, like, you don't know if you're really talking with corrupt people or good people or not usually half the time, you know? So that's...
Well, you're going to draw them out, though.
Yeah, this is true. Over time.
What's on your mind, Jason?
Comments. One thing is, they're not... I'm wondering what's going on. No one's bringing up or talking about the off-site nuclear plants, especially the one off-site that was supposedly already starting to go into meltdown or whatever. I'm not totally sure where it's at, but no one's talking about the off-site plants, the smaller ones. And then...
That's right. There's a bunch of other plants reportedly having trouble in Japan. But at least 4 of the 6 reactors have had partial meltdowns. 2 of them, they report, have gone through complete meltdown.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's what I mean. I mean, why did they build these unstable, dangerous reactors? Their own General Electric engineers decades ago resigned over it. Why did they build them on fault lines? Why did they store the reactor rods on top of the... I mean, it's crazy. These people are nuts.
Chris, really. It's part of a big plan, I would imagine. It's the only thing that seems to make any kind of sense. But,
well, the plan is they don't care. These people are just nuts.
Sickening, really. Sitting here trying to protect my family and thinking the things they're doing here about guys chopping up men and women with machetes and things, it just blows your mind. You're
and
like,
the UN backing them?
Yeah, exactly. You don't even know what's going on.
Rwanda, Ivory Coast. Every time the UN goes in somewhere, it's just absolute mass murder. And I got to hear all these idiot fake liberals telling me how loving the UN is. You're a bunch of morons. Mainline conservatives have no idea what's going on. It just makes me sick. Jason, I appreciate your call. Good points. Greg in New Jersey, you're on the air.
Hey there, Alex. We've been getting a bunch of these reporters coming around to some of our local meetings from a company called Patch.com. And a lot of people didn't know what Patch.com was. Are you familiar with this?
It rings a bell. Tell me.
Well, it looks like Patch.com is owned by AOL. And
that's Ariana Huffington. So they're sending operatives to the meetings to do what?
Basically, to report slanted news is basically it. I mean, we've had a recent meeting in our local
No,
town.
I did see a report a few months ago about this. We need to do more on this. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, so they came to and they said that we had this like big contentious meeting and things like that, and it never happened. The only contention part that happened was at the end of the meeting. But
well, that's like Snopes and all these groups. They just say it's like Media Matters, that we are a nonpartisan, total authority on facts. And meanwhile, their internal memos are, we will destroy them. We will get the alternative media, total power, guerrilla warfare. I'm sorry, go ahead.
And they're isolated in specific states like New Jersey, Massachusetts, Michigan, New York, Connecticut, California.
They're in blue states. I'm looking at a map. No, I've read about, stay there, I'm going to come back to you and other callers, even though Bob Chapman's coming up in about 5-6 minutes. We'll get to you while he's on with us. We got Federal Jack under FBI infiltration. It's incredible. It's all coming up. Stay there.
You are listening to GCN. Visit GCNlive.com today.
Hundreds of nations have fallen to tyranny in the last century alone. This is our last chance to not relive history.
As we're finishing off this agenda, they'll be pulling the rug from underneath Americans at home.
They have tremendous influence on our president and Congress, and they really are calling the shots.
I think it's incumbent upon all of us as American citizens to